Hi, everybody. My name is Rita Crompton, also known as the Inventor Lady. I act as a licensing agent for my inventors. So if I'm not yours, let's fix that. Today, we've got one of our inventors with us, Jacob Morrise. He was actually on the recording we did Monday with Michael King, Invent America. So hopefully you will be able to join us for that featured presentation this weekend. But in the meantime, we are starting to learn that we like to match up those radio recordings with video so that you can actually see then what the inventors are doing and see the inventors too. So Jacob, thank you so much for joining us today. We're glad to have you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
So tell us about how you came up with your invention and the stroller, the micro stroller.
So I've got, I think I mentioned on the show, I've got 10 kids. My wife and I had 10 kids in 10 years, and we've had a lot of strollers over the years, and they're always so big. We had one that filled up the entire back of our minivan. And so if we ever went and got groceries, we had to kind of stack them around the stroller. And I thought, this is kind of painful. Even the umbrella strollers that fold down are still hard to carry around. So I had an idea for a couple years to make this stroller that was much smaller that you could actually carry around with you, and had a couple opportunities to do a pitch competition for a product, and was like, hey, I'm going to pitch this. And so I got a bag about this big and said, hey, pretend this is a stroller. I can make a stroller this big, and had some people pretty excited about it, and then asked, well, can you actually do it? So I went and showed that I could do it and made a couple prototypes, and everyone I show is like, oh man, you gotta get that out in the market. That's gonna be awesome.
So tell us where you are now in getting it out into the market. I know you went to a trade show a few months ago.
Yeah, so I went to the ABC Kids Expo in May. Walked around, showed a bunch of different people the stroller, had some really good responses, got a whole bunch of good contacts. But as with any invention, it's hard to actually get people wanting to give money, especially in the economy, as the economy is going down a little bit. But have some interest, have a few people that I keep talking to, a potential investor, and different partners I've talked to. So I'm still plugging away on that, working on some updates and some business plans and things of that nature. So hopefully it pans out here soon.
Well, and it always takes longer than you hope, and certainly longer than you expect, which is a dilemma for a lot of inventors when they say, oh, we're going to license this next month. And it's like, maybe not next month. But yeah. Being able then to launch at a trade show. We've got the National Hardware Show coming up in a few months. That time frame from the 1st of January to probably about Memorial Day is kind of the hot season for trade shows. And the SEMA show, which is for automobile accessories, that one just took place out in Las Vegas a week ago. And they said attendance was finally getting back to what we saw as pre-pandemic attendance, which is good to know. I know that during pandemic mode, where they were doing the virtual ones, they just didn't have the same level of excitement. It's hard to get that adrenaline rush when you're just sitting on, a computer, as opposed to, shaking hands and, having people get excited to try your product.
Yeah.
Is there a way that you can manage to show us your product?
Actually,
show us how small that is.
See where oh, there it is. So here's how small it is right here.
Wow.
So we're talking teeny tiny on this.
Yeah.
So I was able to walk around that show and kind of show that and talk to a bunch of people. So it was really good experience. Now I think the nice thing about my product is it's easy to kind of see, hey, wow, this really is teeny.
Yeah.
So that's one of the benefits. It's just every time you have somebody who's got to put in an investment, I think that's one of the problems with licensing is people have got to pay money. They've got to see the value and they've got to figure out the value of it. You're
right. I know one of the groups that shows product at the National Hardware Show is they do the fold up carriers like yours for lots of different things. And we'd had a fold up carrier that was kind of like a hamper style bag that the bottom pulled up. So they were real excited about it. For a lot of inventors, when you think, all right, well, I'm looking for licensing and this is the group that, it would make the most sense. And a lot of times the group that makes the most sense isn't the group that you finally end up licensing to. It's somebody that wants to get into the competition at that level and they need a new product to do it. So one of the things you might look at is those manufacturers of the fold up type of carts and carriers and that kind of thing, because they may be looking then at a new area of competition, and the stroller places don't want to take on anything to compete with theirs.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, we've looked at different, like, hey, maybe it would work really well with the diaper bag company where this thing fits in really nice, or different options. So, I contacted a lot of people and got a lot of really good responses. It's just continuing on.
Yep, absolutely. And you talk to one person at a company and they say no, and then somebody calls you back 6 months later and say, oh, that guy's not here anymore and I am interested. So it is a very subjective type of business, and you just keep plugging away at it. We will post your video in all of our social media, and then we will also be posting it along with the radio show so people can be able to go see it. And if you've got a video you want it to add to that, shoot me a link so we can get it up there for you. Thank you, Jacob, so much.
Hey, thank you much. Appreciate it.